Hey there, it's Michael LaFido. In this week's video, I'm going to talk about a term you've probably never heard of called matched pairs. Hey there again, Michael LaFido. I am going to be sharing with you data that talks about matched pairs, but let's first talk about matched pairs. If you're thinking of selling a home, I've had many clients that have called me after they've invested a lot of money into spent a lot of money to get their home ready to go to market, and then contacted me, and many times they invested money that won't net a return on an investment. So recently I had a client where they spent about $20,000 on leaf guards, and they were literally going to be putting their house on the market, which of course leaf guards are a nice feature, but he was not going to get a return on that investment. So let's keep it simple. Let's talk about do's and don'ts. So the first thing is always incorporate a real estate agent or an interior designer that knows what the heck they're doing before you make any investments in your property. So that is the must. But with that being said, it's always best to do, at the very minimum, some cosmetic improvements. So let's talk about some of your best returns on your investment. First would be paint, many times light fixtures, and small cosmetic things on the outside as well, some curb appeal type things. But in this week's video, I want to talk about more big ticket items, and we're going to go into matched pairs. So I work with a licensed appraiser. Let's talk about appraisals. There's two types of appraisals: bank appraisal for purchase or refi, and then private appraisals. For unique properties or properties where there's not a lot of comps, we recommend getting a pre-appraisal done. Well, I work with one of the best appraisals in the entire Midwest, appraisers in the Midwest, and he put together a thorough report talking about matched pairs. And for this example, he basically dissects 5 similar properties in the town of Naperville, but it's the same whether it be the North Shore or outside of Illinois, but 5 properties in a specific town that are similar homes in a similar subdivision. And 5 of the homes did some small cosmetic improvements, kind of like I talked about, maybe painting, updating some hardware or light fixtures, removing wallpaper. And he compared those same similar homes to 5 homes that they did much more than that. They actually updated the kitchens and the bathrooms, and they invested more money into it. Versus, I don't want to use the term putting lipstick on the pig in these scenarios, because even if you do some of those minor improvements, it's much better than if you didn't do it. Because what you need to remember is only 10% of buyers can visualize. So in other words, 90% see that oak cabinets or that brass hardware or that wallpaper. 90% see the home, how it looks that day, or how the pictures depict the home on the internet, and only 10% could look past that. Maybe you've driven down the road recently and you see an ugly yellow sign that says, "We buy ugly houses." The reason that they write that is they are the 10% that can visualize, because 90% will see the ugly home and don't see the potential. So again, these 5 comparisons of the matched pairs, 5 properties, actually 10 total, but 5 properties that are kind of similar to each other, or 10 total. 5 they've done some cosmetic improvements, versus the other 5 that invested much more what buyers are looking for. They invested more in the kitchen, or maybe the bathrooms, or maybe they did the major improvements. I'm not talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, but maybe 20 to 40,000 investment. Some cases 10 to 15 versus a couple hundred to a couple thousand. So overwhelmingly, the homes that sank some money into it did not sell faster. They took a lot longer to sell, and they sold at a significant discount, versus the homes that took the time, they invested a little bit more time and money. They overwhelmingly sold faster, which is less carrying costs, which nets you more money. But more importantly, they sold much more. So in this scenario, maybe they invested 25 grand versus 5, but they sold for 50 grand more and for a lot and sold much quicker. So they netted more money, and it was less days on the market. Just a reminder, the longer a home sits on the market, the more price adjustments you need to make as a seller, and many times buyers are going to think your home is overpriced. So to recap, matched pairs. Contact myself. My contact information is below, and I'd be glad to talk to you about what improvements you need to make if you're thinking of putting your home on the market in the next year, or perhaps your home is currently on the market with another agent and you want a second opinion. Michael LaFido, remember, it's not the market, it's the marketing. Talk to you soon.